Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer and this is the UK Northern Powerhouse on Transport Fever 2. This is going to be episode number 53 in the series, and in this episode we're going to head over to the west coast, over to the Wirral and North Wales. I'd like to get the Wrexham Bidston line built and possibly even the line from Birkenhead or Hamilton Square, well it is Birkenhead, over to West Kirby as well. That links up with the Wrexham Bidston line and then that connects all of that up. So we'll see how much we can get done. There isn't much on the Wrexham Bidston line to actually do because I have already done Shotton Station and a bit of Wrexham as well. Wrexham Central into Wrexham General has been done, so we might be able to get the West Kirby branch of the Merseyrail network in as well. Hopefully, we're currently sat here at Retford. We rebuilt this station in the last episode. We built both the upper level and the lower level, so we've got services from Sheffield going into Gainsborough Central, and we've got the usual East Coast trains coming down. This one's a Leeds Grantham. It's just on one of the bypass tracks, and that one's on his way up north to Darlington. So yeah, looks. Ooh, that was a bit stuttery there, and I think the computer is starting to struggle just a little bit now. But I'm pretty pleased how this has turned out. It's not too bad. I had to do a lot of rebuilding work around Retford to try and encourage it to regrow, which it is doing. It's 364, so it's not bad because it did start off as a tiny town. So it was a bit tricky getting all the roads kind of up and under and over everything, just to try and get some growth. Like I said, I wanted to get some growth over this side of the map, which it is actually developing a little bit over here, which is good. Just want to, I mean, it's not important, I just want to smooth out some of those little bits there. I've got a bus service, I think, did I keep, no, I thought I was going to keep the Retford to Gainsborough, but because we've got a Gainsborough Central service, I don't want to replicate that with a bus service. So we've got this kind of route that goes up and over and round, just to try and cover as much of Retford as possible. I've got this loop in here just to connect up with Retford low level, but people do seem to be walking. Is there anybody now? Yeah, there's a couple of people walking down from the high level down to the low level. But yeah, I've got that those buses in there. Gainsborough's got its bus service, and it needs. I've still got to build some roads over by Lee Road, but not doing that yet until we come down into Lincoln. But wow, it really is stuttering quite a lot. Yeah, no, it's yeah, no. Are you gonna let me do it? Possibly. Yeah, it's really weird. Up until very recently, it was running perfectly fine. It's saying actually the FPS is going up and down all over the place, going from like 15 up to 30, back down to 9. It's a bit all over the place. Not quite sure what's going on, but not to worry. We'll try and muddle through as best we can. God, it really is struggling. Now, I'm just going to test something out, because I remember when I put these Arriva Trains Wales services, and I don't want to blame a mod if I'm not right, but I'm just really doesn't seem to like that. And when I actually transferred the vehicles over, it hated it. So I'm just going to experiment. I'm going to turn these off and see if that does anything. So the Wrexham Bidston, no, that's the wrong one. Yeah, the reason I wanted to go over the Wrexham Bidston line actually is because there has been an update to the Class 150 with the Arriva Trains Wales 150 livery. So I'm going to put those to work. I've noticed actually I had these on the Whitby Darlington, some of the old northern ones, so I'm quickly going to replace them as well. I forgot about them. So we'll go diesel multiple unit. Whitby Darlington, I don't know, should we try, what have we got? We've got a northern one in the old northern livery, and then we've got the Arriva Trains Wales colours there. I think, no, we'll go with a 156, I think. Just we'll update the 156 with something a bit more modern. How many people are you carrying? 8, so we'll just have 2 cars on that. And as the usual, put the 25% budget for maintenance on there. Now what I wanted to do was Transport for Wales, you're a 150, but you'll be getting replaced anyway. That one is, I'm just going to replace these 158s with back to the Regional Railway Express, Regional Railway Borders, Wales and Borders. So I'm going to replace them. They're all 4 cars, so replace them with those. Flint to Shrewsbury, you're an Arriva Trains Wales 158 as well, aren't you? So you've got to be replaced. I mean, I'm pretty sure I am wrong about this, but it did seem that when I put these on, it did go a little bit funny. So again, we'll replace that with the Wales and West 2 cars because they don't really, not a very busy service, that. And then what's going down to Crewe, a couple of 156s. I think I will actually replace them for the 150 because that's what you normally find on that shuttle service. And although it probably says Arriva Trains Wales on the side of it, obviously they are Transport for Wales Rail, but the 150s haven't been updated with any new colour scheme. I'm not sure, I don't think they will be at all, but yeah, we'll just have to ignore the Arriva Trains Wales there on the side. But it's a bit more accurate anyway than the regional railways one we had. No, it's still chugging a little bit, isn't it? Maybe we are just starting to struggle now, possibly, which is a bit of a shame because I would like to get HS2 and Northern Powerhouse Rail built, so we might have to take a look at that possibly. Right, so what we're supposed to be doing is the Wrexham Bidston line, which should be relatively straightforward. I'm going to pause the game because it is really stuttering and struggling. So we've already got the Shotton high level and low level stations built, so that's not a problem. Just going to get some tracks, see if we can do it as the crow flies. No catenary because it's not electrified. Don't want a big tunnel like that. Well, having said that, no, we still don't want a tunnel, but yeah, we can, because that's a big gouge, isn't it? I think what I want to do is just head a little bit straight and up as quick as we can possibly go. I will do a gouge and then I will sort it out later. That hasn't seemed to have gone up really. That's not much of an incline. The actual real incline from Shotton up the bank is really, you can see how much of an incline it is, but on this obviously it's not going to let us do anything of significance, so we'll just have to put that into there. No tunnel, it's going to have to be a gouge, and I'm kind of going to have to fix it later. Just straight into there. Yeah, that'll have to be sorted out. It would have been nice to have like a really steep incline up the hill, but it's not going to let us do it. It's quite a shallow. I mean, it's not good in terms of the game because the trains will struggle to get up that incline, but not to worry. We'll just sort this out a little bit. I'll have to do a little bit more work later on, I think, make this look a little bit nicer. Just for now, we'll just do a little bit of work, just some of that, just so it's not, I'm not leaving you with the view of a big gouge at the end. Right, so we've already got the bridge across the River Dee, and then I think I just want to delete probably most of this road network, and I'll possibly relocate a lot of this. It really is starting to struggle now, so yeah, get rid of that. We'll go along here for a little bit, something a bit like that, as it goes past like the side industrial estate and things like that into there, and then it kind of takes a point, starts to point across towards Birkenhead area, goes across the Wirral, and then kind of comes up to the M53, and then it mirrors that for a little bit, curving in like something like that anyway, and then it will curve in, probably curved in a little bit too much just because of that road there. Get rid of that. Yeah, so that wasn't particularly tricky at all, getting that into there. No point building a station here, I don't think. There's nothing really for it to connect into, so I will leave that. But what I will do is, where does it? Yeah, let's get this road back in that we've taken away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, cross like that on a concrete bridge. I think I'll go for this time actually, or the older. Ooh, just make sure those pillars are glitching into the train a bit, and we want that to come down. Yeah, it really is struggling, isn't it? No idea why. So I'll bring it across. No, okay, bring it across a little bit like that, just so the pillars aren't glitching in. Bring it down. Yeah, the pad seems to be alright now. There is a mod which fixes that, but that actually seems to be alright. Sometimes the bridge just like floats in the middle of the air, so that seems to be fine. Don't need to worry about that. And then just connect all this back up. No, not like that. Something a bit more just straightforward, straight into there. Should be nice and easy. And then just get that into there like that. Nothing really too complicated. A little bit of smoothing. I'll do that later off camera, make that look a little bit nicer. And then I just want to upgrade this road so it's mine, and so the AI doesn't try and do anything with it. Good, so that is pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it's not happy. And the next tricky bit is getting this bit into from here. Now I did this, which is the junction, which is good, so I've already done the hard bit in an episode a few episodes back now, where I actually built the Merseyrail network into Liverpool, which was quite tricky, but I did the junction already, which is good. Now what am I doing here? What I need to do is third rail, isn't it? But we're underground, which means you can't see which side of the track, so catenary, yes. That's not the right one, it's the speed limited. Is it? Yeah, I think the third rail's on the wrong side, so maybe if I start from here, will that put it on the right side? I mean, you can only just about see. I think we'll just have to live with it and kind of ignore it because it's in a tunnel. But I would like this to start to come out of the tunnel sometime soon. Actually, that's not too bad. There's a little bit of a gouge there, but that's not horrendous. Ooh, has a little bit of a chug. I think if we come down a little bit to about there, maybe. What's that doing? Has that got a tunnel? That hasn't got a tunnel mouth, has it? That's got something really quite ugly. Not entirely sure why it's doing that. So maybe if you smooth some of this terrain off, and then I might have to try and come back and do that again. That's because we're like we're below sea level. I think maybe that might be why it doesn't like it quite so much. So if we come up a little bit further and then maybe try it again with a gouge. No, so it's not letting us do that. What about, no, that's tunnel. Right, if we come to about there, delete this track. They need to get rid of that and put it in the correct direction, because it's whichever way you work from it goes. And then I think if we go into there, maybe, now I know this isn't not particularly accurate, I know, but it's given us a tunnel entrance at least with that concrete one. And I guess it's not, yeah, it doesn't fit what's actually there, but I think we'll have to live with it. Now buildings, I think we'll go with the NL. We'll go 160, 2 tracks, and we'll just chuck that on there and see what it looks like. High speed catenary, yes, hopefully that should give us, that's given us catenary. Never mind. Yeah, because the segments aren't working anyway, it's all a bit bizarre. So maybe if I try and catenary, yes. Oh no, I can't do anything. No. Right, no. Delete that. Get a station. Building. Catenary, no. High speed, yes. Just, no, I've done it wrong anyway. Right, get rid of those. We'll have to play around with that in a little bit. So if this station comes down a little bit, tracks 1, because this is a configure platforms. It's an island platform, like so. MISC. We'll do a couple of waiting rooms down the middle, like that, and then tracks. We'll go high speed without catenary, like that, and then we will go to upgrades. Let's see what this does. Yeah, it's putting catenary in. How strange. Because I said in the last episode there was a little bit of a thing where the third rail mod replaces the high speed tracks with catenary, but it doesn't appear to be in this particular instance. It's all a little bit strange, but never mind, not to worry. So we're going, that's into there. Why is that not low enough? Right, okay, that's a bit of a shame. Right, so this station building, it's gonna have to come down quite a lot. It's not in a ditch like this in real life, but I think we're just gonna have to. And where's the configure button? Configure, that's the one. Platform, passenger, down the middle, tracks, high speed without catenary. Actually, maybe. Ah, there we are. No, it's doing catenary again. I don't know. We'll just have to have it, because none of these segments seem to work. I don't want to click on them because it does that little thing where you look at it, looks as if it's about to crash. So I'm going to leave that as it is, unfortunately. Just chuck them in there like that, and then see if we can get all this connected back up again. Is that in the right direction? It is, and that should just go into there. Yeah, we'll have to use the modern tunnel approach which is now crashing into there. Right, so tracks to about there using the modern ones, and then if we come out into a cutting maybe, but the third rail's on the wrong side. Right, so we've gone from this side into there in a cutting like that, and then from there, no, from there into there, and then the third rail should be on the correct side. And then it's all going to go a little bit funny here because we are just below the sea level by the looks of it, and we are quite a lot further north than I wanted to be. Right, let's do this again. Okie dokie, that was a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be, but then again we are working with kind of really big differences in terrain, coming from really down very low there up into here. Now I've done this quickly done this station because I've already done it twice now. I didn't think you wanted to see it done for a third time, so that's in there. I will connect that up with some stairs perhaps. Actually platforms, I will put one there. It doesn't really matter, it will possibly, so what am I doing? MISC steps. We might get some development up towards this end, possibly. There is a little bit of kind of growth around here, so it probably is worth connecting it up. So I'll put those fake platforms in, just literally. Actually, I'm just going to quickly try something. Get rid of these steps, get rid of those platforms there. Platforms, so if I put in a piece of track, get rid of that. No, not just that. Now you can't do this with underpasses because they don't connect, but I'm wondering if I can do this with the NL platforms because it works slightly differently. So if I put one in there, I think it does go over right over the platform, and then if I come in with the steps there and there, they're going to connect up, aren't they? If I delete that, oh, that's rather good. I quite like that, because you can't do that with underpasses. If you delete that track there, it will delete the connection between the two underpasses, so that is actually quite good. No, it's a passenger building, isn't it? No, it's steps. I think I will just have the steps right along there. Yeah, I quite like that you can do that actually, because sometimes it is a little bit of a faff having a platform there. Sometimes the AI tries to route it via these single piece platforms, so at least that's got an overbridge connection there, and I'll attach some roads up. And then what direction are you going in? You're going in that direction. That's all fine. We'll go to about there. You can see like sand textures starting to appear. That's because we are really quite below the sea level there. Unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do about that. Catenary, no. Come out there really is. Let's just double check we're not glitching too much. We shouldn't be, and we're not. That's good. So bring that round. Oh, the Wrexham Bidston line about there. It is quite a sharp turn into Bidston anyway, so that's not too unrealistic. And then hopefully we can just connect that straight into there. 60, I think. If we just curve it a little bit more, maybe it would be nice to be a little bit faster, but it doesn't really need to be. And then if we go into there, and then it's just a single track section, I think, into Bidston. So we want a signal here, one-way signal on this side, that's fine. And then I think we'll have a signal there, and I think that should be okay, because what happens is the Wrexham Bidston line trains come onto this platform on the Bidston station on this platform, and then back out again, which does have the recipe for a little bit of disruption if something happens. I think a couple of weeks ago one of the 150s broke down on that platform and caused a little bit of disruption on the Liverpool to West Kirby service, unfortunately, and then it just had to be, I'm not sure how, I think it may have got out of the way under its own power eventually, but it had to be shunted off into one of the Bidston sidings, and it sat there for a couple of weeks waiting for repairs. Right, so I'll finish that later, but that's all fine. So yeah, that's not happy. This track, actually, I want to get rid of some of this. I'll probably get rid of that as well. Let's just catenary 100, just make sure that's going in the right direction. It's not, so we need to start from this end, and we want to head a bit more towards the coast. It kind of hugs the coast as it goes up towards Morton and Leeso. Bring it down, and then just I must have turned on The 2-track mod. Why did I do that? Use parallel tracks. No thank you. Catenary, yes. I think I'm going to have to do that again because I hadn't turned catenary on. Probably am. Right, so high speed, no. 100 miles per hour, that's fine. Catenary, yes. Come out of there, head towards the coast a little bit. Come down, hopefully the third rail is on the right side, which it is. And then we just swing it around a little bit. 100 miles per hour is more than fast enough for the trains that are using this. And then we come in to do a little demolition. Yeah, so I mean West Kirby is probably a little bit smaller than many of the towns which have been omitted from this map, but it is an important part of the Merseyrail network, so that's why it's been included. So what we're going to do, third rail, 160, even that's probably 2. I'm not sure if West Kirby station has 2 platforms or not. I think I'm just going to go with the 1 because it is the terminus, and I'm just going to chuck that. If it'll no, stop. Stop changing the platform. I reckon we could have probably got away with 120. Just going to chuck that into there, and then hopefully we can just bring the track in. So if we work it from, no, that's the wrong one, from that end straight into there, not on a viaduct or anything. There's actually level crossings around Hoylake. We've got that little bit of glitching with the third rail, but I think I'm going to live with it. You can turn it off just by using the wireless tracks, but I think I'll just live with that little bit of glitching, and I think I'll just put a single one-way signal in there. That should be more than enough. I've signalised a connection into there, so that's fine. So we can have 2 new lines, so we've got West Kirby, Bidston, Hamilton Square, Liverpool, and then back again like that. So this is, I think I'll have this as, where's the actual, it says Merseyrail, and it's, what's West Kirby? That's a good question. I haven't actually put West Kirby on my map. I must have thought that I hadn't included it. Let's just quickly look on the National Rail Inquiries app if it loads. Well, I say quickly, it's taking a while to load. So West Kirby is WKI, so WKI to live, is it? Or should we do it the other way around? Live to WKI, and just so it stands out, I think I'll do it grey maybe, or maybe, will that, god no, you can't see that at all. I'll do it a dark grey, because some of the trains on the Merseyrail, or some of the 508s and 507s are like a silver colour, and some of them are yellow, I think. So that's all fine, isn't it? And then we need the Transport for Wales. What? Yeah. No, we don't need a new line. We need the existing service, which is the Transport for Wales Wrexham Bidston, which is already there. Currently it only goes central. It was just a little bit of a shuttle, but now I think let's just delete both the stations. Just makes life a little bit easier. So Wrexham Central, Wrexham General, Shotton High Level, and then Bidston, and then back again, Wrexham General, like that. So that's all fine. Shotton High Level's fine. Which platform does it go into? Into Bidston. That's like that, so that's good. Now the only problem I had, which is an issue I've had during my last playthrough, the West Coast Challenge one, is this little section here. Because the station acts as a block section, if the trains bunch up, it'll come into Wrexham General and it will obviously block up all that, which is a little bit of an issue, but I think we will just have to live with it. Now I'm actually going to put in a depot just around, actually I think what I'll do is, no I won't, I will, I'll just chuck one in here, like the Wrexham, so I'll put in a third rail section like that, the actual Bidston side, but that means that can't cross over to that, which is a little bit of an issue. Yeah, that's why, no, I'll do one here anyway, so that buildings depot, we'll just put in one of these little thingy ones. Track type, catenary, yes. No, didn't want to just didn't want to plonk it down like that, did I? Chuck that in there, good. And then I think I'm going to have to chuck another one in around here. So tracks, high speed, catenary. No, actually, having said that, what I will do, I think I'll just put 2 trains on this, should be sufficient, and that can't get into there anyway. So, right, yeah, we will have to put a little bit of track in. Why isn't it? Why aren't you snapping? snap to there, into there, and then building, we'll just put another 10 or 8, no, not this time, chuck that in there, unpause the game, see if we can put the game on high speed. That's not going to, it's going back to how it was, like really juddery. Right, so we've got this, what is this currently? Yeah, so it is a 150, so I'm going to let that get to Bidston. I'm going to buy actually no I'm not, I'm going to get that, vehicles, just the ones we can see, Wrexham Bidston. I'm going to replace that with the correct one, which is the Arriva Trains Wales one, like that. Good. Put him on there, and then I'm going to buy the correct one, because otherwise I would have had to change that and it would have just been a bit. So what am I doing? Buy vehicles, class 150-2, Arriva Trains Wales, like that, 25%. Good. Click on that, and then we'll wait for him to get to Bidston, and I'll release that one. I think it is going to have to be just two trains on this, like it is in real life. But it should give us a 5-minute frequency, I reckon. So I'm just going to wait for him to get to Bidston, and then I'll schedule this one to pull into Wrexham. Okie dokie, so that one's on his way into Wrexham General. I think what I might do actually is just wait for him to pull around. Now, unlike the real Wrexham Bidston line, it gets up to 75 miles per hour between Shotton and Bidston, whereas in real life it only gets up to about 50, I think. But what I want to do, move you out the way. Actually, I'll leave him there, and then as soon as he arrives into Central, I'll let him go. And hopefully, with just having 2 units on, it should mean that they should never really interact or get trapped together, possibly. Hopefully. Oh, he's turned around anyway. What's he done that for? Right, let's pause him a minute then. Hopefully they won't do that again. Maybe it's just because he was scheduled for the first time. We'll just let him get a little bit of a head start, and then that should be fine. Good. And I will leave that with just the 2 sets of signals on there. Oh, it doesn't like it at all. We can slow down the game again anyway. Right, so we've got this little siding in here, which I guess we could call Birkenhead North, couldn't we? But it doesn't really matter. And then what we're using electric, and we're using 421s, aren't we? Still. And I think one will have 3. Possibly might be a little bit too much actually, but we'll see. Yeah, because it's not really, that trip from West Kirby into Bidston and then into Liverpool isn't actually that far. But again, what I'll do is I put that 25% on, didn't I? Yes, I did. So I'm going to put that on. Let's zoom in a little bit. Put you on the live to West Kirby. Oh, unable to find path. Good. Right, so let's get tracks. You're not electrifying, that's why. Let's try that again. Good. Alright, so I'll get these, I'll try and space these out a little bit, and then I think we're done actually. Yeah, that didn't take too long at all. Most of the hard work was already done with that junction into Hamilton Square. What are we looking like signals wise in the loop? Got a signal there, we've got one just before the station. Could potentially start to get a little bit busy. I think I'll put another spare block section in here. And actually, coming out of Liverpool, I think I'll have another one here, because it could potentially start to get a little bit busy in the loop with the Merseyrail service as well, with the West Kirby service rather. We're not going to do the new Brighton branch because there's just no point, and it would just start to get a little bit ridiculously busy around here. So where have you gone? Are you in the loop already? Or must be. Let's get that scheduled before where's that Merseyrail train gone? I can't believe that's in the loop already. Yeah, he's already at what Lime Street it is on this. I might need to pause him at Bidston. Oh, he's turned. Oh, that's how he's got in so quickly. He's turned round. Which, yeah, that's right. So, do I want 3 or do I want 2? I think. Let's take a look at the list, shall we? And that maybe will tell us what sort of frequency we've got on here anyway. 128 seconds, so it's a 2-minute frequency. Or just over 2-minute frequency, so I think we'll leave that. The other ones, having said that, those 2 we will replace with the blue. Doesn't really matter, but I think we'll just do that anyway. So that's coming into there. Yeah, I think I'll leave just the 2 because I think that frequency is more than quick enough. So we'll sell that. Sell. Yes, sorted. And that will give us the interchange then for the Bidston service. Now they should be crossing somewhere just around Shotton. Where's the... He's only just... I think then this one here needs to be paused. Really don't want them to bunch up. I think looking at the route, they should be crossing around here somewhere. So we will let them do that, and hopefully we should have good connectivity then. How many... Move that out the way. Had quite a good number of passengers on that actually. Look at that little Shotton name board on it and everything. Got 30 passengers on. It's not packed, but it's not too bad. And then that goes onto the single track and then onto there, and then as soon as it gets to Shotton I think I'll release the other one, just so we don't get that bunch in. And actually, just while we're on here, we've got a 6-minute frequency. I think that'll do. I think it'll have to do. But yeah, that's all looking good. He's coming into Shotton, so I will release him, and then I will come up to this one and slow the game down, and I'm going to leave it there for today because we've done all what we needed to do. We've got the Wrexham Bidston line in up to Bidston, and we've got the West Kirby line which connects up with it. So I'm going to leave you with this little 150. I'm going to hope it holds out a little bit, but I'm going to say until next time, bye bye.